What's up, ladies and non-ladies? It is Serial Killer back again with another video for you. This time we're going to be doing Giants 10, and I am very pleased with this. This is a very new team for me, and it is working out quite splendidly. Very pleased with it. Now, the team is unfortunately fairly, I guess specific would be the word. The Lushen is completely replaceable with either, Julie. You could bring in a Sigmarus. You want someone ideally doing a decent amount of AoE damage and then also capable of nice single target damage. But to make this work right here, the Theomars, the Galleon, the Hua, and the Groggo are all pretty mandatory core concepts here. Now, this all started basically when I pulled a Bastet and decided I need some more Swift runes. I kind of put Giants out of the picture relatively early. I switched into Dragons very quickly, I think, compared to most people. And because of that, my selection of Swift and Despair runes are both terrible. So I think that is something that I am going to try to remedy by going back into Giants and making a little bit of a push. And the issue I was having is that I was able to kill Giants really easy with like a regular team, or I could kill it really fast by just, sticking 5 DPS in there and killing it. The problem is it wasn't as consistent as I would like. My Kairos dungeon teams tend to be 100% or like 99.9%. I hate failing in rune farming. I would rather take a 30 seconds longer to kill it than fail occasionally. I hate failing when I'm farming. And I was unable to find kind of a good mix of stuff a bunch of damage in and kill it every time. And I started looking at my team with just 5 DPS and kind of figuring out what was happening, why they were failing. And basically what it came down to is whenever Theomars would take one of the Giant's 7th hit revenges, things were great, because the Giant can't kill the Theomars unless it hits it twice. Whenever Julie would get hit by the revenge, she would die for sure. Shimitae would usually die, sometimes survive. Hua will usually survive unless there's an armor break. Galleon's about the only guy in my original team, aside from Theomars, that would pretty comfortably survive a Giant retaliate. So what ended up happening is if I didn't get any nice lucky crits and kill him fast enough, he would be revenging people and just one at a time pick them off. Julie in particular does insane AoE damage and really nice single target damage, so I wanted to bring her for all 5 waves, but it was a guaranteed death that if Julie took the 7th hit, she was done, and then the other 4 people would be stuck fighting the Giant without her help. So what I ended up doing is I pulled, Julie out and stuck my Emma in her place. This kind of sort of helped. It added a little bit of a buffer, but it took away one of my better DPS. The trash waves 1 through 4, took way longer, and Emma wasn't a 100% fix. I could still lose it in the Giant phase. So I didn't like that at all. So I'm looking through my monsters trying to find out what I can do to kind of emulate Theomars, where he doesn't die and Galleon doesn't die. And I was looking at maybe bringing a copper, thinking, oh, he'll do decent damage and probably won't die. And I stumbled across my Groggo, which, as you guys know, I've been loving in Guild Wars as of late. And I start thinking maybe it's time to lean on him a little bit in PvE as well, because of his passive. The Giant can't kill him in 1 hit either. It actually takes the Giant 5 hits to kill him. Beyond that, he's not just, a dead log like an Emma. He hits for a pretty solid amount into an armor break. So I end up taking the Theomars, the team you're looking at right now, except I had the Spectra, or the Sigmarus, still in here instead of the Lushen. And that team's working super great, looks mega safe. The boss dies super quick. The trash doesn't die quite as fast as I want. So I pulled a Sigmarus out, which I thought was just a pure, heresy in Giant's regular thought. But I pull the Sigmarus out, put a Lushen in, and then that is what birthed this team. And I've been using this thing for probably a little over a week or so, basically non-stop, and I haven't had a fail since. This theme is super, super rock solid. Hua and Lushen are pretty much the only two that are in danger of dying from a 7th hit revenge, so 3 of your 5 members are going to survive that. Lushen survives it relatively often because he'll get glanced. Hua survives it a lot more than you would expect. My Hua is built fairly tanky for raids, and if she's not armor broken, she'll pretty assuredly survive the 7th hit revenge. It's pretty nice. And what ends up happening is, instead of, Julie massacring everything, but then, finishing the boss with 2 or 3 members left, most of the finishing, when I look down on the screen to collect my loot, I've got at least 4 people alive. A lot of times, all 5 of them. And it really saves you in the long run. For one thing, every failed run is not just failed energy, but failed time that you then have to average in on top of the clear speeds of all your successful runs. Not to mention, increasing your success rate drastically lowers the chance that you then throw your phone through the drywall in your house and end up needing to fix both the wall and your phone. I despise failed rune runs, so this works out really nice for me. What's really cool is most of the runs you'll finish with 4 or 5 people still alive. Kind of a worst case scenario is that Hua dies super early, which can get Lushen and or Galleon dead super early. The Theomars will always last a few turns past all that mess, or at least a couple turns past all that mess. And then because he's been putting up dots the whole time, when all these people die, you've got 3 or 4 or 5 dots up on the giant, and Groggo will be at full health, just tanking it up, not giving a shit. And it's really awesome. You can literally watch Groggo, who will be at 80% or 60%, and a giant who will be at like 30 or 40% with 3 or 4 Theomars dots on him, and they'll just punch each other in the face until the giant dies from dots, because it takes at least 4 turns for the giant to finish off the Groggo, and it just lets the Theomars dots tick, and the giant will die before the Groggo passive allows him to die. And it's a pretty sweet safety net to look down and you just see either just Theomars or Theomars and Groggo finishing off the giant, and you don't have to go, oh shit, I almost lost that one. You can just kind of chuckle and go, ha, I win. And it's almost like cheating. It is great. I love seeing it. And I took a screenshot of one of the cool ones. I actually turned it into this thumbnail that quite clearly depicts Galleon, Lushen, and Hua walking a tightrope, and Theomars and Groggo holding a safety net to catch them. I know you guys are super impressed. I'm probably going to win like a Emmy or an Oscar or some shit for this thumbnail. Pretty sweet. Only took me like hour and a half to make that net. I should probably see if Disney or Pixar is hiring. But in the meantime, let's hop over and see about doing a guild war. Looks like we got this thing won already, so we kind of have free reign. Ooh, this guy's got 1,200 RTA points worth of lightning. I like the first team. I don't really like that second team. We'll see what else we can fight. Oh, here's, well, I don't want to say a free win, because Theomars, is basically capable of soloing any team that I build. But the first round is a guaranteed win. Shouldn't have any options digging our way through that one, and then we just have to decide how we want to kill this Theomars. And my Zinc is on very, very bad probation right now. I can't seem to make him work against Theomars the way I want to, so I want to really, really push that this month and just kind of make up my mind on him. I've tried it a bunch, and then I keep going, maybe it'll work, maybe it doesn't, and I need to make up my mind if I like Zinc as a Theo killer or not. So we'll see if we can make magic happen. When Zinc works, everything is great and awesome. It just doesn't work a lot. So, probably just doing it wrong. We'll figure it out eventually. But this front team, we know exactly how to do that one. They can go 46 times. It does not matter. They lost this one before we pushed the go button. So we got a double will Emma right now, so we don't have to worry about Emma getting stunned, knocked back, the armor broken, none of that shit. They can go 14 times. Bulldozer's gonna go, kill that Bernard. Copper's gonna go, kill this Poseidon, and I don't see much happening here. I will say that that could happen. Every once in a while, I'll get in this position, and then a Galleon will violent proc 46 times and kill my Bulldozer, which is really, really annoying. I'm contemplating putting Bulldozer on double will, so I don't have to worry about that as well. Whether it happens or not, we'll see. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. Now, freaking Zinc missed his buff block there, and that whole thing all went to shit. I killed nothing. So hopefully... Oh, and I killed nothing with the best stat. Alright, we're good. Alright, so that went like 0.0% how I wanted it to, but we killed all three of them, and we lost none of us. So we'll take it. I don't know if we really want to give Zinc credit for that one or not, but whatever. He was there, and we won. So let's Zinc this top one, because I really want Zinc to work. He should work amazingly, and he just doesn't. So I'm going to force it. I'm going to figure out how to make him work, or I'm going to stop trying. But I don't want to be like on the fence about it, so I'm going to make it work, or I'm going to make it not work. On this bottom team, Katarina, all I gotta do is strip her and I'm fine. But I think, yeah, shit, they're both 189. I want Bella to go first, because ideally I want to put up Emma's heal. They're both 189, and I'm worried which one's gonna go first. The Bella has a higher base speed, but the Emma is farther left in the character selection screen, so it could go either way. So I'm actually going to hop out of here and see if I can grind this guy a little bit faster. He's going to be all on violent. I don't have grindstones for that. So I'm going to hop into a TOA floor, I'll take the three of them, and we can see if the fact that the Bella has a higher base speed, or the fact that the Emma is farther on the left, we'll see which one of them gets their turn first. Hopefully Bella goes first, at least for my current desire. That is what I want. And the Bella does go first, so we are good. So we're going to go back, fight that same guy the same way I wanted to. We just needed to verify that the speeds were going to work out the way we wanted to. So now we got to find that dude. Okay, that was easy. It's this guy. The top team, we're going to try to Zinc, and it's going to work, because I'm tired of it not working. And the bottom one, how do we want to kill the Katarina? Bulldozer? Yeah. Really, the only important part is getting the damn invincibility off the Katarina, so she can't kill me. So no will runes on Theomars, so this should be good. We should be able to get the buff block up. Fucking twice in a row, dude. Alright, and twice in a row, Lushen kills nothing. Oh, you gotta love that Bastet bubble, though. Oh my god. Kill something. Thank you. Jesus. Alright, so I might need to do some tweaking here, because on paper this sounded like a beautiful match made in heaven, and it just does not work. So, seize you. Excellent. So because Bella seized, now I can bubble heal with Emma. If Bella failed to seize, then I would have had to try to seize with Emma, because I have to pull that invincibility off. So we got the one shot with Bulldozer. We want to kill this Galleon just so that he doesn't violent proc 18 times and kill Bulldozer. That sounds, like when I say it out loud, that sounds ridiculous. Like, oh, that'll never happen. I've had a Galleon kill my Bulldozer at least twice, and my Bulldozer is very tanky. It's probably just a really nice Galleon, but more importantly, he'll get like 9 violent procs in a row, and he won't die. Cool. We got this Emma buff. I was thinking about trying to kill the Galleon, but I don't want to take the risk. I just get the Emma buff up, and he'll die. Cool. So he's dead. At this point, the Chloe can do nothing except take a couple turns, make it to another bubble, and make us have to seize her again. But there's 0 fear at this point. It is 1. Pretty much it was 1 as soon as the Katarina was dead, but there was still that looming fear of potentially losing a bulldozer, which is annoying because I like to lean on my bulldozer very, very hard, as you guys all know. So we got, this first guy was a +2, and that last guy was a +1, so we can try to get a +3 and get the most points we're allowed to. Our guild does +1, +2, +3, and I don't know why this is not working. I've been doing this for a while, and generally it'll work when they don't have will runes, but I get screwed by will runes all the time. I just fought 2 guys, none of them had will runes, and he didn't apply his stuff. But we were looking at this team earlier. It's a +3. It on paper should be alright to zinc Lushen it, so we're going to do it again. 3rd time's a charm, right? And this bottom team is... yeah, we're just going to Julie it. The bottom team, I don't like it. It's not that fast, and it's super squishy, and I just don't like it. It doesn't scare me, so we'll see if we have to eat my words. Thank you. I got the damn buff block. Lushen can kill the Theomars. Ooh, and the Triton. I was not expecting the Triton to die. I just didn't necessarily care. I just wanted the Theomars to die. The Triton was a nice little added benefit, and now you're dead. Lushen, I don't see anyone talking about it. He has a very strong auto attack. Like, a very, very strong auto attack. Works quite well. So, will runes on Tiana, but, like, the whole team is just too squishy. Like, Julie killed it. An Ethna is awesome on offense. I don't like her on defense at all. And Galleon is super amazing and awesome, but he's not going to stand up to a Julie or any like solid nuker at that point. And Akamir will eat him alive as well. And then what is a Julie going to do except steal your will runes and annoy you? So anytime you have like just an Ethna as a threat, it's just too squishy. You need a Bernard. You need a Galleon lead or some sort of 24% lead and a Bernard. If you're not going to run those 2, you can't have your only threat be as squishy as an Ethna. Otherwise, you just do that and you win. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the runes used from the Giants team, because that's probably where you guys are more interested in. Hopefully some of you are still around to see this, otherwise I'm just talking to myself. But I think that does about wrap it up for us today. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, maybe even learned something. Hopefully we can get your Giants teams either faster and or more consistent, because getting those runes is what we need to do. Everyone's all excited about getting new monsters, which is awesome. But the more I play this game, the more I realize, like, runes. Alright guys, see you next time.